screaming at him like,
It's my dumbass nephew.
your mom is a liar, you're a drink in the face kind of guy. Bro.
Fucking. Oh, yeah. Fucking dickhead. He's a dick. And he's a fucking simp.
Think you know about relationships, but you're wrong. Listen, there's no magic bullet. I'm teaching life skills. You need medicine. It don't always taste good. Nah. But it'll get you better. You need this medicine. Yeah. It ain't gonna always taste good. But this is what you need. Men and women, bottom line, we need to have the conversation. Your partner wants to give up control, but only if you know how to drive.
Let me see the car.
This is about being the best you could ever be, whoever you are.
Hey, you
I
can
don't
just
care if
leave
you're a
them in
man, a
the
woman,
I'd rather-
LGBTQ, space alien. I'll save anybody. I don't care. I'll teach a hedgehog how to have a threesome.
What do you mean by that?
Look, you don't have to listen to me. You're wrong. Listen, I know I'm great. And I know you're thinking, Dante, there's no way I could be like you. But you could be me, you know why? Because you know who I was? Before I was me, I was you. Man, school.
Yo, 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 yo. What up? What up? You can leave it up. I'll turn it off. Yo, what up? Man School 202, GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, what would Dante do? If y'all can hear me good, give me a thumbs up in the comments, please. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me hear you. We are back. Sorry that we took a little hiatus. It is what it is, but we back and better than ever. I'm sporting the merch hosted by Dante Nero. Stop playing. Go on my website, DanteNero.com. And if you haven't done it already, take the audit. The audit is on the new website. Check out the new website, DanteNero.com. Check out the audit. Kind of gives us a 12 question that gives you a breakdown, gives you an idea where you're at and, where you're at in terms of your life and what you're trying to do. Big shouts to everybody in the building today. I appreciate y'all coming out. And we also got Beast in the building, baby.
Bro, I made it in time just to see him like yell at someone like, your mom lies. Your mom lies. And you're a drink in the face kind of guy. That was what I walked into.
Well, here's what's funny. I don't give a fuck about a lot of people. But the people I give a fuck about, I give a fuck about. And I want... Sorry. Big Cash App. Hold on, where's the fucking Cash App? Xavier in the building with the Cash App. $10 in the Cash App. Yo, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. It's just, I'm so consistent with who I am. I realize that, man, can we put that fan on? Because I'm...
Oh, yeah, it's
blazing.
summer.
Yeah, it's blazing. Punisher is signing. He's
Punishing
working
someone.
on some shit. He's working on his own platform and stuff.
He's busy punishing someone.
He's punishing somebody. Harry's tummy wummy heard it.
Oh, really?
His belly well heard it. He must have ate something bad. And his tummy was hurting. So his mom is gonna rub his belly.
I saw him Sunday. We both did the same show.
Yeah, his belly wasn't hurting then?
No, he wasn't hurting then.
No, he wasn't eating good.
He was eating. Oh, I think that's what happened. He ate something after the show.
After the show, and he had his belly where he was hurting. Anyway, we got Vish in the house, and what's going on, brother? You good?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Good to have you here.
Thanks, bro. Same here. Good to be back.
shit. It's an interesting thing. So it's funny. I was on. I'm trying to be nice, but my nephew is like slid back in my life, and I want his life to be better.
Yeah.
But he got a rock head, bro.
But do you think like here is something I want to ask you, bro. Like
Sure,
how
sure.
you work with someone that you're not related to? Like you know how they say if you're
that's
a doctor.
easier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're a doctor, you never want to work on your own family. So do you feel like that? Like when you work with your nephew, like
Well, the problem is I think he doesn't, people who know me a lot of times, unless they've had experience with me where they go, oh, I fuck with him, they don't believe me. Like people don't believe me. They don't think I know. Even guys who I've helped out with.
how old is he? Just if you don't know.
He's in his late 30s, mid to late 30s.
He's not too young. Okay.
But it's a weird. So let me give you a background. I give you a little background on myself.
Yeah.
My dad grew up. He was born 1920. I've said this 100 times.
Yeah.
And he is in Vishnu. and he grew up 1920. He was born 1920. He's one of 16 boys. 8 boys, 8 girls. He grew up during Jim Crow, segregation, separate water fountains, all kinds of trauma, all kinds of racism. And he grew up in this huge family where he probably didn't get the attention that he wanted, right? Yeah. Plus, he was only 5'2", which is crazy because I'm 6'1".
Yeah.
But my dad also had rickets. You know what rickets is? Patty, rickets is a lack of calcium. And so a lot of times you have kids, and especially African American families and really poor families, where they won't have any milk and no calcium, and their legs will not develop, the bones in their legs, and they'll have braces on their legs and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So they have a lot in India too.
Yeah,
so can you drink milk?
Yeah.
Cow's milk in India, but
you just don't want to kill it because it's kind of like counterproductive.
All right, okay, but you can drink milk.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're just like pets, bro. It's not like we spray to them.
I'm just you're here, so I might as well clarify, right? Which is interesting because my nephew wants the respect of knowing stuff.
Yeah.
But he's not willing to listen. And you gotta shut the fuck up sometimes. You gotta shut the fuck. You have to give deference to people who know more than you. And when they know more than you, you gotta shut the fuck up sometimes. And if you're not shutting the fuck up, you're in this situation where you're not listening. So he'll ask me a question, I'll give him an answer, and then he'll say, but, Now, whenever somebody says but, right, what they mean is everything that you said doesn't matter. I'm not listening to what the fuck you said because I have my own agenda and I think something is, and I think that people let's put the number up too, because if anybody wants to call in, because I think this is going to resonate with people in a way.
Yeah.
You have to understand something.
I thought you were already in the podcast when I walked in. I was like, shit.
Yeah, because I was giving him the smoke.
Yeah.
But the fact is that he doesn't listen, right? Yeah. But I was talking about my dad. So my dad grew up at a time where you really, like, he was a dynamic dude, but he was interesting. He was only a dynamic dude when he had an audience.
Yeah.
If he had an audience, he would run up in a burning building and save a baby.
Okay, I see what you mean.
But if there was no audience, he'd pull his hat down. Fuck that baby. Right? Okay, or not fuck that baby, but I don't have. But to be courageous while people are watching.
Okay.
Was his thing. Okay. So he was always super performative, right?
Yeah.
Wanted everybody to think that we were one big happy family. Didn't want to argue out loud. He wanted people to hear us arguing. Everything was performative, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen him stand up to dudes 250, 280 pounds. He was 5'2", maybe 145, 150, stand up to dudes and stuff. But it was, so it looks really dynamic, but it was performative.
Okay.
Right? And I was always a very intuitive guy where I would, phone lines are up to 929-2694. We got a call. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
What's up, Dante? My name is Jay from Delaware.
What up, Jay? How you doing, bro? How can I help you?
I'm doing all right. I actually wanted to call in. It's not really like girl troubles per se.
Whatever. Talk to me.
I wanted to call in because a brick ago you said that you can't fuck with people who don't take life seriously. And I feel like I'm on the same thing too. Like, it's just like people, I like hang around with people and stuff like that, and they're just floating through life with no purpose. So I'm in a position where like it's probably best not to offer help besides what they like will listen to.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. So I'm going to give you a perspective on this, and this will probably help you. When you're fucking with people who want to fail, like, I know that this is a difficult concept, but there are people who don't want to succeed. They intentionally, because you got to understand, when you put yourself out to succeed, sometimes you fail, right? And some people would rather not know that they are incapable of a level of success than to know and then have to deal with the truth, that the fact that they are not what they thought they were, or what they perceived themselves, or even what other people perceive them as. And so they will sabotage their life, and then they will sit around and go, oh, I didn't get this because of that. I didn't get this because of that. I didn't, whatever. So the thing is, because you have a particular mindset of the fact that you want to improve and you want to be the best version of yourself, you, like, say life is an obstacle course, and you see your boy struggling trying to get over the wall, the wall with the rope, right? And you run in and you sneak in and you give him a boost over the wall, right? He goes over the wall. Now he's thinking, shit, I could actually win this. Yeah. So now I have to sabotage the water hazard and the tires and the monkey bars, because I was going to lose. I was just going to not go over the wall, and then I was fucked. But now you made me, like, my plan was to lose. And so because my plan was to lose, you fucked up, because now you put me in a winning position. Now I got to make it look like I want to win, but I don't really want to win. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So their intention is to lose. And because you can't fathom that, you're helping them out. Now, I'm always the guy who will help somebody out. But when I see that somebody is not willing to take the help, I'm out.
Yeah.
Word.
Here's something else. People, I'll say this. I'm not going to say that nobody changes, but people do not change. If you think about the friends that you had, if you have friends of yours that were friends of yours in elementary school, right? Mm-hmm. They're the same dudes now. They're just older versions of the same dude. Do you know what I mean? In what way? Yeah. Even though their outcome might be different, but at their core, they're the same dude.
But do you? I mean, I see what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
The only thing I've seen it, like, where I went through phases in my life.
Yeah.
Where I was like completely in this here.
Yeah.
And then, like, a revelation happens, and then I move over here, and then it's like I keep moving. So I'm learning, and I'm
okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm not saying is that you don't become more sophisticated, but I'm saying at the core.
Okay, I see.
So I have a friend of mine that grew up with me. This just came to my mind, and we used to play back in the days when we used to play football in the street, right? Yeah. Especially like when it was snow, we would play full tackle football in the street, right? And there was a dude in my crew who, no matter where the ball was at, he was always getting up off the ground, falling, drama, bang into the car, this, that. And no matter what happened, even if the play was somewhere else, he was always getting up off the ground.
He was performing.
And but it was just so performative, right?
Yeah.
It's because he wanted attention, because he wanted, everything that he did was performative, right? Yeah. That guy ended up being a stockbroker, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
naturally, he was doing a lot of performative stuff, and he got kicked off the fucking board.
Okay.
For doing trying to be.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, people don't
I see.
change. I shouldn't say people don't change, but what I would say is, in order for people to change, there has to be something cataclysmic,
Okay.
tragically, in order to make them change.
Okay.
So if they don't have, and they'll usually be able to tell you the story, what happened that made me change.
I see. Okay.
So if you got a guy who is innately criminal, right? He's probably going to be shiesty and criminal.
Yeah.
Now, he can gain more money where he's not conniving to a certain extent because he's not coming from a place of scarcity, right?
Yeah.
So he's not willing to just, he's not going to steal, he's not going to, you walk out the house and then you got a bowl of peanuts, he's not going to take a handful of peanuts and stuff in it. He may not do that, but given an opportunity where there's scarcity, he will act in character. Does that make sense, doggy?
Yeah. The reason why I call is because, like, I'm basically, I'm doing, like, a thing where I'm trying to change my life for the better in 60 days. So I'm, like, more proactive, laying the 5 bricks, going out, talking to people and things like that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm also like reading a lot of like, Black revolutionary books and things like that. So now I'm starting to see how my friends don't have that kind of thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm cutting them off left and right. But I still have friends left, of course. But I would like, it's while I was doing it, I was like, I remember you saying that quote. And I was like, he's so right, because like a lot of people don't really take this life stuff seriously. And I do. When I run into people that
you
don't,
gotta understand something.
Being
dope is not easy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy. You gotta
watch the podcast every week.
Absolutely. You gotta, if you need the consultation, one-on-one. But I'm just saying, being dope in general is not easy. Vishnu has what's it called? Your platform.
Oh, Javarta.
Javarta.
Yeah.
Vishnu took it on himself to do this thing. He's been working on this thing, and you know what I'm saying, in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ain't getting no pat on the back. He's doing what he does, and he has an idea he thinks is good, and whether or not, how far it goes or not, it's not the point, but that he believes in it, and he's working, and he knows that if he pushes it enough and works at it enough, it'll happen. Being dope ain't easy. And you got to understand that most people, they don't want the responsibility of being dope. They don't want the responsibility of being the guy. And so a lot of times they will sabotage their endeavor so that they can't be successful. Because it's a real easy thing. If this doesn't work and and I say on air, or just if you do a one-on-one consultation, I say you need to do this, and you don't do this, right? I'm not saying it can't be hard, that it might be difficult to get there, but if you're not working at it, you don't want the success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
to add on that,
like,
bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Vishnu.
Sorry, Vishnu. No, also shout out to you, Vishnu.
Thanks, bro. And to add to on that, bro, like there's a saying in Sanskrit. It basically means like you can't help someone beyond yourself. Like, you can't go above your means to help someone, because you're going to lose out. And a lot of times when you help someone who don't deserve it, what happens is they will cross over the hurdle, like what Dante was saying earlier, and then the next hurdle they expect someone else will help them.
Yes. Yeah.
So they're constantly going to be like living off of other people and continue to progress, and you're enabling them. So if you can read them, stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah.
Because
if you've made this assessment about this is the person who they are, and you know, even if you just have a hunch, stop fucking with them.
Yeah.
Because if the friendship is important enough for them, and and you're important to them, they'll make an effort. Yo, I haven't seen you, and they'll make an effort. But what happens is most people who want to lose, they're not, like, when you're not available, they just use other people to. Yeah. It's whoever's in their space.
Yeah.
And the problem is. I would say this is, and I'm more aware of this than ever, probably because of my age. I have less tolerance to it. So when somebody's not listening, I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't even go, you're not listening, and I still argue. Come on, you could do this. I go, oh, okay.
I'm done. Yeah.
And then when you think that when you think that I'm like all of a sudden I'm not there, because what you'll find is you care more about this person than they care about themselves.
Yeah.
So you gotta, and it's this is the part I don't talk about because it's the hard part. The lonely part is being dope is lonely.
Yeah.
And I always say this, and I feel sorry for women above all else, because women, as you become a better woman and you're presenting yourself as the best version of yourself, the fuck shit that you're normally accustomed to, you ain't. I mean, for men too, but what happens also with men is there's always as you get older, your options become wider, right? And it's not like with women, it becomes, your options become less and less and less, and that's.
And also, like, there is a respect thing. A lot of dudes don't respect women and the work they do. And that's,
right.
that's bro, to add on to what you're saying, earlier, bro, for example, how you're talking about your friends, like, I have few friends that I still call them friends, but I know they're pathological liars. Everything they say is a lie. So now I don't call them out. I don't waste my time, expecting them to stand up to what they said. When they throw something at me, I'll be like, if you deliver, good for you. But I'm not going to lay my foundation.
I'm not waiting.
Yeah,
I'm not holding my breath.
Exactly.
But does that make sense? I mean, I know you had a question. I mean, did I answer the question or?
No, like you guys basically confirmed what I was already thinking, because like my logic is like, as far as the depth thing goes, like you can't go, like you always say, you can't be mad at fish for swimming. That also goes for people that want to say losers or ignorant. Like I fully understand it. Also, I definitely gonna do a one-on-one consultation as well, but since I've been laying the 5 bricks, I'm realizing how easy it was and how I was overthinking.
Well,
the
first part is easy, but do me a favor. The website, y'all, everybody check out the website. The website is DanteNero.com. On the website, there's an audit. There's a 12-question audit. I would like everybody, if you want to check out and see where you're at, answer those 12 questions, and then you might get a little surprise if you ask the 12 questions, okay?
And bro, before you go, like, it's not your job to correct them. Like, a lot of people do this shit. Like, they'll be like, yo, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to, make it my thing to, it's not your fucking problem, bro. Don't waste your time. Just do your thing.
Yeah, because you can always be doing something for yourself. But, yo, thanks for calling, doggy. I appreciate you.
No problem, y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.
All right. Put that numbers up. Good. I think so I was saying that my dad was very performative. And because he didn't feel validated in his life, because there's a bunch of kids and his, gym, all this shit. And we're also in a situation where, we're not in a position, we're just coming to a position where people are going to therapy and they're kind of thinking about, like a lot of the clients that I get, the Indian clients that I get, there's so much like, I want to make my parents happy. That they don't give a fuck about what makes them happy. And most of the time, their parents ain't happy. Because there's been no consideration for what makes you happy. Because especially immigrants in general, across the board, it's survival. Get your education, but there's no thought about what you want to do.
Exactly. It's
the
fear of the unknown. For example, as a person who, you see your parents suffer through the oppression,
sure,
and then make it up, and then you respect the struggle they do. So you're like, now my entire existence is about you. You did this for me.
And I had a conversation with a guy who's really, his mom is really, she's what I call chicken little. Everything is a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Mom and dad split up. They're going through a divorce. Father's suing. There's all kinds of shit. And what she does is she emotionally manipulates him because he allows it.
Yeah.
And he's a grown man now, and he's in his late 30s now, and she's, even when we got a call? Oh, even when we get a call, yeah. Yeah, we got a call. What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hey, it's Manny from Detroit.
What's up, Manny? How can I help you, bro?
And it's the first time I called in. Basically, I've seen the episode where you talked about where you had a partner, and even though y'all would have sex a lot, you would struggle to make her finish because of, I guess, some trauma thing. So I wonder.
Oh, yeah.
What
Okay.
did you do?
I call the fuck bunny. But but go ahead. What's the question?
So yeah, basically, what did you do to get to that point? Because we did all sorts of things.
Okay, all right.
but
So
she
let
would
me
never
give
come.
I'll give the story, the background of the story, and then I'll give you what the solution is. So it was this girl I was. It's funny because a friend of mine was fucking her.
Yeah.
And she was fucking the shit out of him, right? She would and he. So him back in the days, I was, me and we were dirtbags, and we had a couple of times we had snatched 2 chicks up, and we go back to the house, and he would always give me the basement, and he would take the bedroom because we were at the time we were in Queens, but I was always so one time I'm smashing this chick, and I had this thing I would do sexually where I would hit the pussy, send it down into the mattress, and then when it sprung back, I would meet it as it came back. But you time it, and then it was like blah 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 blah. So you could get really deep and high speed. And so I was smashing this chick, and he got up from his bedroom, came into my man. I had to see what position you was in. The way I ain't never heard no speed like that. And I was like, yo, go back in your room, right? But this chick, she had some sexual trauma. I won't get into what it was, but it was some kind of molestation thing. And so, now what happens is something that's very common with that is that if you get this sexual trauma with somebody who is a family member, right? Or like actually it was a uncle. No, it was the father. Yeah. The father was messing with her. So now she loved her father, right? But he was violating her, right? Yeah. So now you have this dilemma. You have this child, which is a child, has this emotional dilemma where she's been essayed from a person that she trusts, that she looks for safety with, but yet and still he's violating her in sexual ways. And so what happens with that the thought of intimacy between a parent and a child becomes painful because you can't think about the intimacy without thinking about the sexual assault.
Yeah, sad.
So what so now think of a little kid, because then they're not going to commit. I mean, we hope that they don't commit suicide. But what we say is usually they're going to find, because this is new to them, they got to find a way to cope with what the situation is. And so they identify that intimacy is intimacy is painful. So sex, it could be fun as long as it's not intimate, as long as it's not so. I mean, my boy couldn't handle her because she was basically banging his tailbone sore, right? And he knew, like, he was like, listen, he was a wild dude. He's in the penitentiary right now, my man. Oh. Shout out to my man Capone. I didn't even notice, but he was robbing banks. But that's a whole nother story. I got a whole bunch. He was robbing banks in Ohio, right?
He was like, dude, take care of my girl. I got to go rob some banks.
This is what he does. He says, he was like, look, You need to meet him. And she was like, you crazy? And she was like, nah, you need to fuck him because I can't.
I gotta go rob some banks.
He was like, I can't handle this shit. So I remember the first time I hooked up with her, right? She jumped on top and then bang, 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 bang. 45, 50 minutes. Just
This sounds so similar.
just bang, bang. And I'm like, the fuck is going on, right? But I would take, and I was younger, and I was like, I'll take this as a challenge, and so we going at it, right? But it got to the point where like we became a thing, and every time she was coming over, I wouldn't have nobody over my house. I wouldn't do nothing for 2 days. I wouldn't for another chick.
Yeah, prepare
I'd
yourself.
prepare because she was coming in. We used to call it a fuck bunny, right? Like the Energizer
Yeah,
bunny,
yeah.
right? And man, she used to give me the business. But I would, and I could keep up as long as I had taken a day or two rest. But I couldn't. But I was like smashing every. I would have a chick in the morning, and then snatch another one in the evening, and then go out, do a show, and come back, and bring somebody home. And then I was like, she coming Thursday. I need Tuesday and Wednesday free, right? But I started realizing that. Like I would talk to her and she would, like the answers were short.
Yeah.
And I just realized that, oh wow, she is separated emotional intimacy from the physical part of, so sex was totally different. And what I did was I slowed it down.
Yeah.
I slowed it down. I made her, I talked through it, voice through it. Does that feel okay? Is you okay? Is that good? Is this? And I would make her answer so that it would keep her in the game, so that she was she had the problem. She couldn't separate Now, she ended up crying because it brought the two together,
breakthrough.
and it made like for instance, if you
That
have
happened to me twice.
picture like toxicity is like poison, right?
Yeah.
If you got an eyedropper full of arsenic and you put it under your tongue, it'll kill you, right? But if you put an eyedropper full of arsenic in a pool, right?
Yeah.
You can drink all the water you want. It's diluted.
Yeah.
So what she was doing was she was having lots of sex with multiple people because she was trying to dilute the poison, the toxicity. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when it was just me and her, when she was just fucking with me, it was a way to detach from. And so you have to bring them back and kind of talk them through it so that they're connected to the emotions parts. What's going in from moment to moment. Another thing that I talk about is like crazy. Sometimes I would stop and just take I got big hands, and put my hands over her heart, like the center of it, just to put my hand, because it's like, figure, I don't know how to explain, like, it's like if you're laying naked and your chest, like you're open.
Yeah.
So you feel vulnerable. But when somebody covers your chest with their hand, there's an intimacy to that.
Yeah.
Right? And, that's another great technique. If the girl orgasms, after she orgasms, she's feeling really open, you put your hand over her heart and just give her that comfort that she's not exposed. It's kind of it's a body language thing that gives her comfort and that doesn't make her feel exposed and open. But yeah, it's taking it step by step, not rushing to insert or to get penetration or something. It's taking the full play step by step and making her be cognizant of what is happening, that this is an expression of the emotion as opposed to just fucking.
A mechanical.
Yeah.
And do it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of sense. She cried with me twice before, but it hasn't really got to that point where she finished. So
now,
I feel like I'm getting there.
Did she tell you that there was some molestation or something going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, we discussed it. I actually discussed what you said on the show to call in.
So here's a
go
crazy
do it.
thing about that. You got and do you know who was the culprit? Did she tell you the story about what happened?
Yeah, she told me exactly.
Okay, so it's going to take some time for her to not see you as that person and not be triggered as that person.
Right.
Takes a little time. But yeah,
Right.
it's definitely. What's crazy is that how did I know? Cash App. Can you put the Cash App up? Oh, the Cash App's on the bottom, Verdant.
Definitely put it in.
Yeah, you gotta be in. You gotta be in a situation where you make that connection, in an intimate way, so that it doesn't, that she can't shake it off and then go back into that
Can't run
place.
from it.
Yeah, and it's gonna take some time, and I mean
Right.
it really creates a closeness and an intimacy that you're helping her get through this, which is just
Right.
dope. But I just know that once you get her past that, like she's gonna be on it. Like if you not about this chick, right? She's
This is the time to step back.
yeah, she's gonna be stuck if you keep pushing these buttons.
Right. Okay.
So keep that in mind. There's a responsibility that comes with that.
Right.
And the
Right.
bottom line is you don't want to hurt nobody. I had a guy tell me today that he thought I was one of the kindest people that they ever met, which is weird.
I agree, bro. Yeah.
Because I don't take no shit. And so
Yeah.
people kind of take the fact that I don't take no shit as I'm not but I'm a kind person, because even though I'm joking and stuff at any given time, if I was saying something to fucking Vishnu or anybody and I thought I was hurting, if I would,
Yeah.
that's not what I didn't,
Yeah, I, that's what I like about you, bro. You're aware of you know what you do.
except for when he told me my whiteness was coming out. I
want
was
to
getting
that,
ready to
bro.
go in his fucking mouth. I was like, oh, word? But I'm
Bro, I
also
gotta find that clip, bro. I gotta find that clip.
But yeah, so
Hey, you mind if I ask one more question?
say, yeah, go ahead.
I've been to an orgy for the first time, and
You didn't take her, did you?
no,
Okay.
I took her to a sex party, the next one, but
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with her if you're
All
trying
right.
to crack that.
okay, cool. But how do you navigate other dudes fucking around you for real? Like,
Yeah, that's why I don't like sex parties, though. That's you got to understand something, yo. Whenever you got a bad bitch at an orgy, it also becomes it quickly becomes a gangbang. Because it's just like I mean, I know you know this. If you go to a sex party, there's a lot of 3s and 4s, and there's a
Oh, my
herd of
God.
3s and 4s. So
oh my
you,
God.
yeah. So you bring
And
a
it's just a
baddie
bunch
in.
of old ladies for me.
Yeah, you bring a baddie in, and every motherfucker with a dick is trying to get a slice. So it's just why I've done that thing. You know what I mean? It's just not my. It's just
Right.
it don't ever work out. And and I don't. If I was gonna, somebody say free Capone. But it unless I was gonna I was gonna have my own sex party with invite only, whatever. But even then, it's like, for what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
for what?
You already got your girl. Now you're going to take her and
Yeah,
shit.
not only that, but I'd rather
right.
I'd rather do a threesome or something, like, you know what I'm saying? If or even me, my man, his girl, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But if you're gonna go down that road, but I just you don't want to put her in that situation, especially when she's dealing with these issues,
Okay, bet.
Bet,
All right, for sure.
okay? But
Yeah.
you should also, there's anytime you go to a sex party, the person who's throwing the sex party, there should be rules, and they should be really clear about how you approach, how you don't approach, what's allowed and what's not allowed, and if you go to if you do a sex party that's that where people are respecting the boundaries of people, then you're not gonna have that problem. But you'll know pretty quickly if it's a free for all,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, cool, man. I really appreciate it, man. Shout out from Detroit. You
All
hold
right,
it down,
brother.
man.
And the D, love it. All right, brother. Be cool.
All right, be smooth. Yep.
All right, bro.
So
Thanks for calling in.
I was saying so that, like, you have people, like my dad was very performative in the things that he did, but he was a very afraid. I mean, and imagine you grow up doing separate water fountains and all kind of Jim Crow and stuff, and he was a little dude and whatever, and so everything was performative. And I think so because he was afraid, he always instilled fear in me. Don't go out in the street, you're going to get hit by a car. Don't hang out over there, the boys are going to shoot you. Those are gangs over there. And I was just I was like, so as a young kid, I was afraid of everything. You know, but I was also curious and adventurous, so I would go, but I would always be afraid, right? And then I got to the point where when people would take advantage of me, like, and this is often young, I would not do anything because I was afraid. And then I wouldn't sleep for nights, for weeks.
Wow.
Like, there was this kid, I remember this kid, John Shade, he used to take my French fries at lunch. And I would say, oh, you should have did this and I really wouldn't sleep at night. I would just be, me and my sister had bunk beds, and I had the bottom, and I would be looking at the springs underneath the bunk bed, and I would just be, I should have did this, I should have did. And this would happen for weeks. And then I just got to the point where I just hated the fact that things would happen, I wouldn't react, and then I would have so much regret afterwards. And so I decided that fear exists between when the opportunity is presented and how long you take to access the opportunity. Meaning, so if you present it with an opportunity and the longer you take to access the opportunity, fear starts to build. And then it becomes bigger and better and bigger until you become paralyzed and you can't move. And so I was like, well, how can I was always like, okay, here's a problem. How do I solve the problem? Well, as soon as I feel that somebody's taking advantage of me, I'll fight.
You like revolt.
So the dude would go, yo, let me get some of them fries, and I would
boom,
jump on the motherfucker. And then what you realize is people see your ability to make decisions quickly as if you're decisive. But it wasn't that. I was afraid. And I was afraid to get to the point where I would have been paralyzed by the fear, so I would act before the fear would paralyze me. And that is how I started changing my thinking, is because it just was. I remember going in high school, and there was always the thuggy motherfuckers, and I would be like, I remember saying it was like, yo, go ahead with that. I go, oh, you want a slap box? And they was like, you don't know who these are, the upper class. So fuck that nigga. Let's go. And then what happened was, you realize that everybody's afraid. I always use this as a thing. Mike Tyson was one of my favorite boxers. One of my favorite boxers. But he was like he's the most dangerous man in the world. There's a fight. Y'all can check this out online. There's a fight when he fights a guy called Tyrell Biggs. Tyrell Biggs was a good fighter. He kind of looked like Muhammad Ali when he was younger. Kind of fought like him too, but he was no match for Mike Tyson. And I remember, you know how they be in the hotel room, and Mike Tyson is, they're hyping him up. You the champ, you gonna take him, you gonna, and in my mind I'm going, why are they so amped up and hype about him fighting this tomato can that we know he's gonna knock him out? If you don't know did you ever watch Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, there was Patty, you remember there was a time when Mike Tyson, the after interview was this. He goes, I remember I was hitting him in his body, and he was crying. He was like, ow, ow. Do you remember that? Well, Google Tyrell Biggs. I'm telling you, it's crazy. He goes, hey, he kept going, ow, ow, ow. He was like hurting, whatever. I mean, I'll get it. And he was like laughing because he was hitting the guy right in the guy. He's crying, right? And I remember thinking to myself, well, why were they hyping him up? And I went to see Mike Tyson in a play. Mike Tyson had a play on Broadway. Actually, my girlfriend helped him. Ex-girlfriend, she helped him act in the play. She was his acting coach,
Oh, so-
and he said I was afraid. He said every time I fought, I was afraid. I was either angry or afraid.
Wow.
And when you hear somebody like Mike Tyson talk about I was afraid, it makes you go, if he was afraid, why can't I be afraid?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it realized if Mike could be afraid, then anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, Mike was trying to end Tyro Biggs. And so it just made me think, okay, so it's not just me, it's everybody. Mr. Slideaway sent me $5. Thank you, brother. I go as I have workplace X. And even though the breakup ended in a decent note, there's still an awkward vibe whenever we run into each other. What do I do? Have a conversation with her. Say, listen, I feel like it's awkward. I mean, that's the best way to do it anyway. I feel this is awkward. Is there any way we can fix this?
Yeah.
Because I know I feel it. I mean, maybe you don't feel it, but if you do feel it, like, what can we do
Yeah.
to remove that? I
makes
really enjoyed your company. I enjoyed the time that we had. But I don't want to feel awkward, and I don't want to make you feel awkward. And you'll be surprised how a little conversation like that
Would help. Yeah.
will change everything.
Oh yeah.
Just
makes sense.
speaking up.
Yeah.
And the problem is the reason why we don't speak up is because we're afraid of the outcome.
Yeah.
But then what we're doing again, what we're talking about is we're afraid of it, but then we're dealing with it every single day. Why not confront it and see if you can move it? I mean, that may not help. It probably will.
Yeah.
But it may not help. But the point is, you having these awkward feelings is not going to change unless you do something about it.
I mean, like what you were saying earlier about how you were like thinking about how to react to it next time.
Yeah.
Like, I think that also made you a good comedian.
Sure.
Because it's like a training. Because like I changed a lot of schools, like 14 schools.
Yeah.
By the time I hit 5th grade.
Really? 14 schools?
14 schools. And everywhere. Because my parents were trying to figure out their life.
They were moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like, I ended up in America after my 10th grade.
Wow.
And I didn't even know English. So it's like I've been in those situations where it's like you want to react, but you don't even know the local slang. Because they're like different languages.
You don't know who's who. You don't know nothing.
Yeah,
you don't know the politics.
Yeah, and then now you got to sit there and assess because like some people are just propped up for no fucking reason.
Sure.
And then you got to identify those people and see like why are they being propped up.
What I've also found out a lot of time is that when I don't know the politics, I'll be the politics.
Yeah.
I'll
start the thing. Yeah.
Fuck up the whole.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Yo, who the fuck? What the fuck?
I have a whole bit about it. There was this one bully.
Yeah.
He was just kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
And I thought I could take that guy.
Yeah.
But I had no reason to fight him. So I told this other kid that just got beat up by him, I was like, dude, just go tell him you're going to kick his ass after school. And he went and did it. That afternoon, my parents came and pulled me out of school and we moved.
So you set the guy.
I still think about
beat out of him. I mean, always. You know, I don't advocate this now, but I was good. I was a good dude to smack a dude in the face. Where a guy was like, yo, what the fuck you smack? And they were like, what now?
Yeah.
You know what? I
Yeah.
just smacked you in the face.
Yeah. But you can get away with that. I'll get my ass kicked, so.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even when you do that, a motherfucker, I don't give a fuck who he is, he look at you different.
Oh, yeah, it scares him. Yeah.
If he looks at you different.
That's
he's
true.
like, oh, who is, I don't, because what you realize is that everybody's afraid.
Yeah.
Deep down, everybody has their apprehension and their fear, and then, but the only way you get comfortable with it is you gotta be comfortable. You gotta make an attempt to be comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So I keep saying this. So that I recognized that a long time ago that my dad his bravery was performative. And so I said, well, I don't want to be that way. So if you look at me now as a person, I'm all the good parts of my dad, none of the bad parts of my dad. My dad was super charming.
Yeah.
He was also a big hoe. That's another thing. But I mean, whatever. But I would always kind of run the show, I wasn't afraid to lead the crew, even when I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And because of that, you start to people would rather follow. Most of the time, most people would rather follow than lead.
Yeah.
Because they feel like leading is a responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, but the reality is, if you walk everybody off the cliff, you just go. You could also go, oops.
I didn't tell you to follow me. I'm just walking off the cliff.
But then you learn later that if you're gonna lead, you gotta.
Yeah.
There's a responsibility to that.
Yeah.
Check out DanteNero.com. Check out my website. Take the audit. Don't forget the merch. This is one of the merch shirts, so I'm wearing it right now. Don't forget the one-on-one consultations, of course.
I love the design, bro.
Phone lines are up. Put the lines up too. Let's see if we can get one more call before we get out of here. But this is an interesting thing. My dad also taught my sister to be afraid and performative. In fact, taught all of my sisters to be that way, including taught me. The difference was I hated it.
Yeah.
And so I was rebelling against it. And then when I rebelled against it, it made him uncomfortable because I wouldn't let him put those constraints on me. And I think he was really... I think he was scared for me, but it was something that made him feel uncomfortable because I was a different person than he. And then what he tried to do in a lot of cases, he tried to subjugate me with other people. So when I was taking martial arts, he would go, look, there's this, I want you to train my son. And he would like get a guy to beat me up.
Oh, okay. I see it. Yeah.
And I realized later on that my personal growth, me excelling, made my dad feel uncomfortable. And because he was uncomfortable, let me see the comments. Because he felt uncomfortable, I think he wanted to he wanted to when he couldn't beat me, he would get somebody else to beat me. And I knew he was trying to bring me down a notch. So I was awful to those. Like I whipped their ass. I remember going boxing with a dude and putting a hurt on him, martial arts, putting a hurt on a dude. I mean, even intellectually, he had this guy who was studying genetic engineering, and I was a bio major and I read. I was a piece of shit in school because I just was so busy chasing hoes. But I knew my shit.
Yeah.
And I would spank a dude intellectually, where they would come back to me, "No, man, he's really heavy. I mean, you know."
Yeah.
And they would go, "You really should get your degree because you're so sharp." And I'm like, and then I'd be like, "Nah, stop sucking my dick." Like you. Hey Dante, how do you kill negative habits and remind yourself the right choice each time that you are at the same crossroad, despite the emotion attached to it? Look, here's what I would say to this: I give everybody up until 26 to. Well, thank you, OG Black. He says, man, I just give Pops for credit for helping me become the person you are today. I mean, I appreciate that, but it really was me.
Yeah.
It wasn't him.
I want to add to that, bro. Like once you're done talking. The thing with these negative habits, right? I give you up until 26 to make these mistakes because your brain is not fully, scientifically, your brain is not fully developed until you're 26. But after 26, if you're still making the same mistakes, you have to admit to yourself that you like the outcome. Yeah.
And you like the outcome because you keep making the same mistake. It's one thing if you've done it once and you don't get it, but at some point in time, you got to be responsible for the actions that you take. So it's like when I absolutely know that my dad was insecure. I knew that my sisters were insecure, and a lot of the things that they did was because of it. A lot of things that were really disrespectful and mean to me was done out of their insecurity. Also the fact that they didn't see me as their equals because I was the little brother. And so, it's easy to be big when you're standing on the neck of somebody else.
Yeah.
And so they love that the kind of big sister abusiveness that they had and it didn't stop until I stopped it.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped it, then they were all scared of me.
Yeah.
Well, I can't talk to you because no, you can't talk to me because you're disrespectful and you're mean, and I'm not going to let you do what you want to do. That's why. So don't put it on me. You should be a better person, because I'm always taking stock of who I am. It's just like me saying, if we'll tease and stuff, but if I think I hurt your feelings, I have no problem backing and go, hey. But my sister was, that fear was in her, and then she put it in my nephew.
I see what you mean.
And it's passed on, and I remember seeing that he was being indoctrinated in the same way, and I wanted to help him.
Yeah.
And she knew I was trying to help him, but she just she isolated him from me, so I couldn't get to him, and I couldn't help him. What was really difficult for me was because it was my little nephew. I didn't want him to go through the things that I went through. I wanted to give him the path. And then when we did talk, he just wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
He just wouldn't listen because we talk about sabotaging your own shit. But go ahead.
So based on what you're saying, I felt like, your dad is like 5'2", and he came in through that, he grew up through that, where there is fear is kind of instilled in you.
Sure.
And then I think that's as a woman, your sisters also kind of took that, because they're there is fear in
and then they're women, so it's it's that too.
And then for you, it's physically you're stronger, and you're mentally you read more and you opened up more. So now for them, it's can I trust him to do what he thinks he can do, or should I stop him? For them, it's the fear.
I think he was afraid himself, and he couldn't understand how I wasn't.
Yeah, I mean
that
that's
I would rather die.
Yeah.
And be in a situation where I literally would rather die than maintain this fear and not take the opportunity. Yeah. And I don't think that people who are afraid don't really understand.
Yeah, and I've seen this with a lot of immigrant parents.
Yeah.
Because they are afraid, they'll be for example, even my dad, when my joke is I say something white people did something, and I would get a call from my dad, once he see, he'd be don't go after white people. They're not nice people.
They're going to get you.
Yeah, they don't.
Patty, you going to get them?
No, I mean, for him, it's it's
yeah, because he's scary.
Yeah, they're evil. They don't think like us. They, the way is So for me, it's okay, should I, sometimes it's a button, okay, should I push these buttons? Or sometimes I just don't post the clip.
You mean to push? No. Yeah. Here's what you cannot do. You cannot live your life for other people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if your parents are happy or they're not happy or whatever, or whatever it is. But the point is, they made their choices for them.
Yeah.
They don't get to make their choices for you. And I think that's a really important thing to understand, that just because somebody, first of all, nobody asked you if you wanted to be born. Yeah, you want to come to this family, or you want and they want to have you because they want, it's really, having a kid is kind of selfish.
I think that's for example, I think that's one of the reasons I didn't start my comedy journey when I did.
Yeah.
I did my first set in 2002.
Okay.
But then my dad is what are you doing? You're going to go and tell jokes to these people? They don't understand nothing about us.
Yeah.
And go get a degree, go, settle your life. So I lost 10 years, but I still came back to what I wanted to do. But I think that's how it works, bro. You got to work through it.
Yeah, but it's all, I mean, it doesn't, for instance, my son I don't have that.
Because
because I've fixed it in me, so I don't perpetuate it
Our
to him.
circumstances are also a little different than what they went through.
Yeah. Well, it's also, but it's weird how you could have a situation that
because as an immigrant, for example, if someone is mean to you, to your face at the workplace, you're
I gotta take it.
I gotta take it.
I gotta take it, and I get it. You gotta, you don't want to make, you don't want to, you don't want to get deported because but.
And then you kind of okay, this is how they are. They're always complaining about your accent. They're not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Every time you tell them something, they get annoyed. So why are you doing this? Why are
Yeah.
you putting your
Yeah.
opinions out there on them?
Yeah.
They're not going to take it. They're going to hate you for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's like, I think that's like every immigrant kid's fight, bro.
I mean, I think that's it. I
every
think that's even not an immigrant thing. I
immigrant
think
like
when you
yourself.
get your first job
Yeah.
and the bosses, I mean, I've had shitty bosses
Yeah.
because they were in power, and people who are weak love standing on the bodies of people who are under them to make them feel more powerful.
Yeah.
I think that's a relevant thing that I think that's just part of humanity.
Yeah.
And having somebody who's an immigrant is also that just impounds that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. I always say there's certain dudes that are drink in the face kind of dudes.
Yeah.
A woman just fucking with you and she knows I can throw a drink in his face. He ain't gonna do shit, right? And there's other dudes who you go, oh, I can't. But
I think your nephew, bro, like I think he needs you though. Like if you
yeah,
tell
but
him,
he's
if you tell him he's a drink in the face dude, I think
yeah, but
it really hurts him.
he also yeah, right, and he said that I'm rough on him, and I said, but I'm rough on you because when I'm giving you, you're asking me questions, I'm giving you the answer, and then you're going but. And anytime somebody asks you for advice and they say but, what they're saying is everything you said before, I don't give a fuck about that. Here's what you need to do. You need to listen to the shit that I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because all that shit you talking about is bullshit. And you got to go, dog, what the I could just not do this.
I think that's the difference between when you're dealing with a client, you're like, dude, like this is the rule. This is what I tell you. Fucking listen. But when it's family.
But this is the problem. The problem is given this leeway, it's no different.
Yeah.
When your family member says but, it's the same thing as somebody who's paid me for a consultation. One-on-one consultations, DanteNero.com. Don't forget the Patreon. Please follow us on the Patreon. Please like and subscribe if you like what we're doing, man. And you're not already following me on all social media, do that. Plug your shit real quick.
Oh yeah, bro. Vishnu Vaka Comedy, all social media. Please follow me. I need followers.
This camera.
Oh shit, I keep looking at that. Okay, and my wife and I, we're doing a podcast, Fly and Butterfly. We do that every week. Just go look it up at Vishnu Vaka Comedy. My website is vishnuvaka.com.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolution is being podcasted. Yo, I love y'all, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming through, Vish. Big shout out to Harry and his belly is hurting. And big outs to Punisher making moves. Holla. We out of here.